How's life? I don't know. It's alright. I've been dealing with some things like every human being and really didn't sleep much last night. I'm sorry. That's fine. I just think I need a little me time. I just think I need a little free time. Little break from the shows and the bus rides. Yeah. Last year I had a breakdown. Thoughts telling me I'm lost, getting too loud. Had to see a therapist and I found out something funny's going on up in my house. Yeah, started thinking maybe I should move out. You know, pack my car, take a new route. Clean up my yard, get the noose out. Hang up my heart, let it air out. I've been searching. What does that mean, Nate? I've been learning. Grabbing my keepsakes, leaving my burdens. Well, I brought a few with me. I'm not perfect. Looking at the view like this concerns me. Picking up the cues right, I'm quite nervous. Hate it when I lose sight, life gets blurry and things might hurt me. It's probably gonna be a long journey, but it's worth it though. Cold world out there, kids, grab your coats. Been a minute, I know, now I'm back to Rome. Looking for the antidote to crack the code. Pretty vivid, I admit it, I'm in classic mode. Don't need pity given to me, but I can't condone. Talking down to me, I'ma have to crack your nose for cracking jokes. I'm looking for the map, the hope, you see that? Been making a whole lot of changes. Wrote a song about that, you should play it. I get scared when I walk on these stages. I look at the crowd and see so many faces. Yeah, that's when I start to get anxious. That's when my thoughts can be dangerous. That's when I put on my makeup and drown in self-hatred. Forget what I'm saying and where'd the beat go? Oh, ain't that something? Drums came in, you ain't see that coming. Hands on my head, can't tell me nothing. Got a taste of the fame, it'll pump my stomach. Throw it back up like I don't want it. Wipe my face, clean up my vomit. OCD trying to push my buttons. I said don't touch it. Now y'all done it. I can be critical, never typical. Intricate with every syllable, I'm a criminal. Intimate but never political, pretty visual. Even if you hate it, I make you feel like you're in it though. You call me what you want, but never call me forgettable. Leave you deep in thought, I can never swim in the kiddie pool. Waited, I've been thinking the cinematic is beautiful. Man, I don't know if I'm making movies or music videos. Yeah, the sales can rise, doesn't mean much though when your health declines. See, we've all got something that we trapped inside that we try to suffocate, you know, hoping it dies. Try to hold it underwater, but it always survives. And it comes up out of nowhere like an evil surprise. And it hovers over you to tell you millions of lies. You don't relate to that? Must not be as crazy as I'm. The point I'm making is the mind is a powerful place, and what you feed it can affect you in a powerful way. It's pretty cool, right? Yeah, but it's not always safe. Just hang with me, this'll only take a moment, okay? Just think about it for a second. If you look at your face every day when you get up and think you'll never be great, you'll never be great. Not because you're not, but the hate will always find a way to cut you up and murder your faith. I've been developing, take a look at the benefits. Nothing to meddle with, I can never be delicate. My even relevant, that depends how you measure it. Take a measurement to back it up and give me the evidence. Pretty evident, dependable, can never be tentative. I'm a gentleman, depending on if I think you're genuine. Pretty elegant, but not afraid to tell you to get it. Grip proper etiquette, I keep it to myself when I celebrate. It's that time again. Better grab your balloons and invite your friends. Seat belts back on, yeah, strap them in. Look at me, everybody, I'm smiling big. On a road right now that I can't predict. Tell me tone that down, but I can't resist. Y'all know that sound, better raise your fist. The search begins, I'm back, so enjoy the trip.
you smell what the Rock is cooking? The Rock says, the Rock says, the Rock says, the Rock.
Voices in my head, they counsel me, they understand, they talk to me. You got your rules and your religion, all designed to keep you safe. But when rules start getting broken, you start questioning your faith. I have a voice that is my savior, hates to love and loves to hate. I have a voice that has the knowledge and the power to your fate.
Hello and welcome to the WWE Wrestling Talk Show with Lisa Rock Jones and
You understand? As the year 2020 comes to a close and we look forward to 2021, it's now time to look back on the year of 2020 in the confines of WWE.
also known as the World Shutdown.
Pretty much. So we'll start off on January 3rd.
Well, we'll start this off by going through who walked into 2020 with each championship.
Starting off with
The WWE Champion at the start of 2020 was Brock Lesnar.
I think you said it wrong.
Yeah, well, Brock Lesnar.
That's more like it.
The Raw Tag Team Champions at the beginning of the year were the Viking Raiders. What the heck happened to them?
Injury.
The Raw Women's Champion at the beginning of the year was Becky Lynch.
What happened to her? Oh, that's right. We'll get into that in a minute. Raw.
The United States Champion at the beginning of the year was Andrade.
What happened to him?
The Universal Champion at the beginning of the year was The Fiend.
Bray Wyatt.
The Intercontinental Champion at the beginning of the year was Shinsuke Nakamura. The SmackDown Tag Team Champions at the beginning of the year were The New Day. The SmackDown Women's Champion at the beginning of the year was Bayley. And the Women's Tag Team Champions at the beginning of the year were the Kabuki Warriors.
Of Asuka and Kairi Sane.
Those were the champions of the main roster. NXT, whilst being covered in this series, will not be the main focus.
Yes.
So, as we look back at 2020, we go back to where everything begins and begins the road to WrestleMania.
So we're starting off at
The Royal Rumble.
Oakley Dokley. Let's start with the Royal Rumble.
The Royal Rumble this year was mainly focused around the fact that Brock Lesnar had entered himself into the men's Rumble match despite being WWE Champion.
Made a simple question. wins the Royal Rumble, who the heck does he go and face? Himself?
Then we had feuds with Becky Lynch and Asuka, The Fiend and Daniel Bryan,
Lacey Evans and Bayley.
and of course Roman Reigns and King Corbin, featuring dog food and everything else that was going on there.
Yes, what a year January was.
In any event, in regards to the women's Royal Rumble match, that would go to Charlotte, who would punch her ticket to WrestleMania by lastly eliminating Shayna Baszler.
And the men's Royal Rumble, that was full of fireworks.
Well, the men's Rumble was a bit of a weird one. It was almost like a match of two halves.
One half was completely dominated by Brock Lesnar, and featuring a little return known as MVP.
Yes, Brock Lesnar's got the record for the most eliminations in a Royal Rumble match now.
Yes. But there was one particular return that set
Wait. Then we got to entry number 16 with Drew McIntyre coming off, and with a well-timed low blow from Ricochet, who was in the ring at the time, followed by a Claymore. Brock Lesnar went bye-bye.
In other words, Brock Lesnar has been eliminated.
Then we started again for kind of Rumble match that we always get.
Yeah.
And then Minute Maid Park, which played host to WrestleMania, exploded when we got to the number 21 entrant.
Oh boy.
And that turned into a case of, you think you know me. The Rated R Superstar.
Edge, WWE Hall of Famer.
Making his return to in-ring competition 9 years after being forced to retire. But the ultimate winner of the Rumble match, after chucking out Roman Reigns, was Drew McIntyre, and he would challenge Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. But there were a few problems going into WrestleMania. First of all, WWE had to fly over to Saudi Arabia.
Oh yes, we all know what happened last time they flew to Saudi Arabia.
First of all, there was a gauntlet match for the Coeg Mansion Trophy. That was going that AJ Styles felt confident he was going to win after the OC attacked Rey Mysterio.
Yes, pretty much.
Then the OC was laid out,
one by one,
and we heard a gun,
Jesus,
which signaled the Undertaker.
and AJ Styles was like, no.
Chokeslam 1, 2, 3, Undertaker wins. This would then lead to a match at WrestleMania, which we shall get to momentarily.
Yes.
But the thing that this show will be remembered for, maybe not so fondly, will be the match between Goldberg and The Fiend for the Universal Championship.
Yes.
in
Let's
which
not speak about how he won it.
Goldberg would hit a few spears, but then would hit a ultimately half-assed, botched jackhammer,
For the 1, 2, 3.
and making certain wrestling fans around the world vomit.
Yes, and another word that we can't say.
Then we went to the final WWE pay-per-view to feature a live crowd. The Elimination Chamber.
Yes, and that would plant the seeds for some more WrestleMania feuds.
Yes, mainly being the Raw Women's Championship match for WrestleMania. Because
Yes,
despite winning the Royal Rumble match, Charlotte, even without choosing her competitor, uh, was challenged by the then NXT Women's Champion, Rhea Ripley.
yeah, which was kind of out of nowhere at the time.
Then Shayna Baszler, Natalia, Liv Morgan, Asuka, Ruby Riott, and Sarah Logan will all square off inside the Elimination Chamber to decide who would challenge Becky Lynch at WrestleMania. In a dominant form, Shayna Baszler will win that match by eliminating everyone.
Yep, pretty much.
Also, in a tag team elimination chamber match, The Miz and John Wilson defended the SmackDown tag team titles, which they won a Super Showdown. But then, following the March 9th episode of Raw, the world went to hell.
Yeah, hell and lockdown due to, allow me, COVID-19 pandemic spread across the world, forcing WWE to close off their sets.
Yes, production of Raw and SmackDown was moved to the Performance Center until the very last minute. They held off what they were going to do for WrestleMania until they had no option. WrestleMania was originally scheduled to take place on Sunday, April 5th,
At the Raymond James Stadium in Florida.
but then took place on Saturday, April 4th and Sunday, April 5th when they recorded WrestleMania for 2 nights. WrestleMania was pre-recorded on March 25th and 26th.
Yes, and the tagline for that was too big for one night.
Which means that this year's tag is too small for 2 nights.
And we had some very big matches which would have looked better if we had a live crowd.
Yes. The main matches here were, well, for night one, the main matches were Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins, who were at loggerheads with each other.
Yeah.
Goldberg was scheduled to defend the Universal Championship against Roman Reigns.
But unfortunately, again, due to COVID-19, Roman Reigns had to pull out of the match.
And was replaced by Braun Strowman, who would win the Universal Championship. The rivalry between The Undertaker and AJ Styles took an interesting turn when AJ Styles started to make it more personalized and would bring up The Undertaker's real life family with Michelle McCool. And then this match was made into a boneyard match, which essentially meant that it was basically a buried alive type match. And this also featured a mixture of the Dead Man,
The American Badass.
American Badass slash Biker Taker, and the Real Man, Mark Calloway.
So it was like the Undertaker's final form, as it was, in which the Undertaker buried AJ Styles alive, and it would also be Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson's final night in the WWE, because later in that year there was a certain purging going on.
Other noticeable things happened, but on night one was Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross defeating the Kabuki Warriors for the Tag Team Championships.
Yeah.
Becky Lynch wrestled her final match of 2020 as Raw Women's Champion, defeating Shayna Baszler. Sami Zayn would retain the Intercontinental Championship over Daniel Bryan. This Boneyard match would be the Undertaker's final match as an active wrestler. We hope.
We hope, indeed.
On night 2 of WrestleMania, we had the interesting rivalry with Otis, Dolph Ziggler, Sonya Deville, and Mandy Rose, which was until it abruptly ended for no real reason, was one of the better storylines that WWE have done this year. Following his return at the Royal Rumble, Randy Orton decided to attack Edge.
Yeah.
Which would set up a match for them. The Fiend would defeat John Cena in a Firefly Funhouse match.
Which was another cinematic match.
And Drew McIntyre would thwart the Beast to win his first WWE Championship.
And imagine the pop an actual crowd would have given that.
Charlotte would win the NXT Women's Championship.
From Rhea Ripley.
And then after WrestleMania, things got a bit weird.
Oh yes.
Because we would continually get empty shows for the next couple of months, although we did kind of make things a little bit interesting, especially at Money in the Bank.
Yes, when they decided to use their own headquarters
For the Money in the Bank ladder matches. And not just that, both Money in the Bank ladder matches were happening at the same time.
So they brawled everywhere in that building, from various offices to the gym, to the elevators, to the food court, where Mysterio got smushed between Otis and Nia Jax. Even at one point, Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles brawled into the office of Mr. McMahon.
Now, when it comes to the women's Money in the Bank ladder match due to Becky Lynch announcing her pregnancy the following night on Raw. It was revealed that the winner of that match would be not the briefcase holder, but the Raw Women's Champion.
And that honor went to the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka.
Now, despite AJ Styles being the person to unhook the men's Money in the Bank briefcase, Otis was the one to catch it, so technically he won that match.
Yes.
Next, we fast forward to NXT TakeOver in Your House, in which Charlotte would lose the NXT Women's Championship to Io Shirai and then take some time off for the next 6 months. And we go to, please don't make me do this again, the greatest wrestling match ever.
Oh, Christ. Following the rivalry at WrestleMania, WWE decided to put Randy Orton and Edge in the match Backlash, as my colleague just said, the greatest wrestling match ever.
Yes. Also during this time frame, Edge got injured in this match, but also during this time frame, Bayley, who was the SmackDown Women's Champion, became Bayley Doorstraps
Yes, she won the women's tag team titles with Sasha Banks.
for the second time. Then at the horror show at Extreme Rules,
Well, in fact, it was really a horror show, the pay-per-view itself.
we had an eye for an eye match
Between Seth Rollins, between the Monday Night Messiah, or as I used to call it back then, he's not the Messiah, he's a very naughty boy.
taking on Rey Mysterio, who had already had his eye popped out once.
By Seth Rollins.
Also during this time, Sasha Banks, who was also looking for another championship, was challenging Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship.
Yes.
Then we go to SummerSlam, which then started to turn around, because SummerSlam would feature WWE moving out of the Performance Center and into the Amway Center, and the introduction of the Thunderdome and the virtual audience.
Yes, it would be called the Thunderdome.
Now, Sasha Banks a few weeks earlier had managed to win the Raw Women's Championship from Asuka, but would lose it back.
And at this point as well, Kairi Sane had said goodbye to WWE.
Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville were feuding with each other in what was initially scheduled as a hair versus hair match. That turned into a loser leaves WWE match following a real life home invasion incident for Sonya Deville. This would also feature the first in a trilogy of matches between, well, I should say 4 matches really, between Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton for the WWE Championship.
Yes.
And Braun Strowman would lose the Universal Championship back to The Fiend, only to be ambushed by a returning Roman Reigns.
Who had gone heel at that point?
Then in an unusual move for WWE, a week after SummerSlam, we had Payback.
You know what they say about payback sometimes?
Well, what? That it's a bitch?
Sorry for the language.
Here we saw Bobby Lashley, who had started to form the Hurt Business at this time, defeat Apollo Crews for the United States Championship. The reluctant and yet team that I've started to like would defeat of Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax would defeat Bayley and Sasha Banks for the Women's Tag Team Championships.
Yes.
Keith Lee, who had been promoted to the main roster after NXT TakeOver 30, would face and beat Randy Orton.
On his first pay-per-view match on the card.
And Rey and Dominic Mysterio would defeat Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy. And in a no-holds-barred triple threat match, Roman Reigns, as he was probably going to do at WrestleMania anyway, had a certain...
My name is Paul Heyman.
I was going to say a certain COVID, not breaking out, what he was going to win the Universal Championship, and he did. Then we go to September.
September was a fact.
And Clash of Champions.
Oh, yeah.
Now here, after deciding to sit on his ass for most of the pandemic, Sami Zayn decided to show back up in WWE and claim that he was the true Intercontinental Champion.
When in fact he was, as my colleague said, when in fact he was in it most of the time through the pandemic.
Selena Vega would wrestle in what was like her final match in WWE.
Until she was released from her contract.
Bayley would Asuka would challenge Bayley for the SmackDown Women's Championship after Bayley had turned on Sasha Banks.
Previously.
Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton would face off in an ambulance match in which the legends of Randy Orton's past would come back to haunt him.
Since I didn't know this was the Ghost of Christmas Past.
In Big Show, Shawn Michaels, Christian, and
Big Show.
Ric Flair as well. And in the first of what turned into two matches, Roman Reigns would take on his cousin Jey Uso for the WWE Championship and win by a technical knockout. Then we go to Hell in a Cell.
And we saw for the first time what a Hell in a Cell looked like in the Amway Centre, but this would be the Amway Centre's penultimate pay-per-view in that arena.
No, it wouldn't.
It would be their last.
No, it wasn't. We thought it was going to be their last, But the deal was extended a month.
Yes, so, heading back to Hell in a Cell.
Jey Uso and Roman Reigns would collide one more time for the Universal Championship.
On the condition,
And the condition that if Jey lost, he would have to follow the orders of Roman Reigns and acknowledge him as the chief or be booted out of the family. Unfortunately, Roman Reigns, being the coward that he is, would use the injured Jimmy Uso to,
as leverage,
to force Jey to say, "I quit."
forced him to join the Bloodline.
Sasha Banks would defeat her friend me
Frenemy, Bailey.
inside Hell in a Cell to become the SmackDown Women's Championship. And after deciding it would be a fantastic idea to pull an almost mankind fall off that shell, Drew McIntyre would lose the WWE Championship to Randy Orton. Unfortunately for Randy Orton, his reign would only last 3 weeks.
As you'll lose it on Raw to Drew McIntyre.
Now we go to what was the final show in
The Amway Centre.
Survivor Series.
Is Team Raw versus Team SmackDown once again.
And but more noticeably, this was also described as the final farewell to The Undertaker.
Yes.
As Survivor Series took place 30 years to the day.
Since The Undertaker made his debut at Survivor Series in 1992.
So here, Team Raw would defeat Team SmackDown in a complete and utter shutout.
Yes, in which one time Seth Rollins was down on his knees, offering to offer sacrifice to be kicked in the face by Sheamus.
SmackDown Tag Team Champions the Street Profits would defeat Raw Tag Team Champions The New Day.
Yep.
The United States Champion
Bobby Lashley.
would defeat Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn. SmackDown Women's Champion Sasha Banks would defeat Raw Women's Champion Asuka.
Yep.
Team Raw for the women would defeat Team SmackDown with Lana being the sole survivor.
Yes, you heard us right. Lana.
And Universal Champion Roman Reigns would defeat WWE Champion Drew McIntyre by technical submission.
With that guillotine choke.
Then we skip forward to the final pay-per-view of 2020.
The first inside a new arena for the Thunderdome, Tropicana Fields.
Yes. For the severe weather warning of TLC.
Tables, ladders, and chairs. Oh my.
So, Drew McIntyre would defend the WWE Championship against AJ Styles, in which The Miz would cash in Money in the Bank. Except, after winning the match, The Miz would go on to say that he was never the person to say he was cashing in, and that John Morrison said he was cashing in, and only the contract holder, because Miz had won the contract from Otis, could cash in. So the contract was returned to the Miz, and the cashing was considered null and void. The returning Carmella would challenge Sasha Banks.
in which she was untouchably defeated.
For Hurt Business would defeat the New Day for the Raw Tag Team Championships.
With Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin.
After taking out Lana, Asuka, who was also feuding with Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, would be forced to find a new tag team partner. This partner would turn out to be a returning Charlotte Flair, who had not been seen since pretty much losing the NXT Women's Championship back in June. With a little bit of help from Jey Uso, Roman Reigns would retain the Universal Championship in a TLC match with Kevin Owens.
Yes.
And in a baffling move, WWE decides it's a brilliant idea for one of her superstars to commit murder.
Yes, as Randy Orton burned the Fiend alive in a Firefly Inferno match. But then he would do the same for Raw to Alexa Bliss.
Yes, now those were the highlights over the past year from pay-per-views. If we went over every little detail, we would be here all night.
But since we're heading into 2021, we can only talk about it so much.
So, that is a look back at 2020 in a nutshell. The next time you hear from us will likely be almost 1 month to the day when once again we start the road to WrestleMania at the Royal Rumble.
So until then, he's been
Rachel Rock Jones, and he's been
John Mandy Smith. Thank you for listening to us through 2020, and we will see you in the new year in 2021.